Hey Scorpio, it's your girl Tasha, aka Mama Jim, aka Jim the Butterfly. This is your March 2017 monthly general tarot scope. This video will be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I appreciate you all's patience for me putting out this video. Originally, it was a recorded, but the sound was not right. It went out completely about halfway into the video. You and about three other signs, it did that. So I'm now re-recording. So I appreciate your patience waiting on these videos. Like I said, this video will be for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Some of it may apply, all of it may, none of it may. You know, if it doesn't, check your rising sign, check your moon sign to see if that can give you further clarity, further guidance. I do appreciate all of my beautiful Scorpios out there purchasing readings from me, donating to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, and I do want to say that eventually, for those who have been following me on Instagram for the dailies, I will end up migrating them back over completely to YouTube, just because Instagram only gives me 60 seconds. And sometimes what I have to say, honey, is more than 60 seconds full. Okay. So let's just get into it and see what you have coming in this month. I am using the Gilded Tarots, my good old trusties. And I'll bring the camera out just a little bit. And I have the Egyptian Lenormand cards. Okay. And we're going to see what's coming in for the month of March for Scorpio. Scorpio. It's a finance card. Okay. Health. And let's get a Lenormand card to see as a foundation for each area in your life, Scorpio. Okay. Love, finances, and health. Okay. All right. So let's turn your cards over and see what you have. Oh, yes. You have the Justice card here as a general energy. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Got some good stuff going on here, Scorpio. Don't worry, I will show you the cards. Okay, so for the general energy, for the month, you have the Justice card. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Trying to get situated, babies. Okay. So you have the Justice card this month. I like this card. That means that I feel like everything is going to it feels like it's even out, or it will be evening itself out. I feel like even within your dealings all across the month, it feels to me as if things will be justified, things will be fair. I feel like for you too, truth will be revealed this month too. I feel like for some of you, you're going to be feeling like this month your actions that you take will be justified. Okay, a lot of justifiable actions being taken this month. Like, I feel like if you've been in a position lately where you feel like you could not move because you needed a reason to move in whatever way that applies to you, I feel like you're going to get that, and it's going to be like a go ahead from the universe, like, yeah, it's time for you to move forward. Okay. um, some of you may be dealing with some legal issues this month. If you are dealing with any legal issues this month, I feel like you will find the outcomes or the rulings to be very favorable. They'll be you agree with them. Okay. For some of you, you're gonna really like it. It's gonna work in your favor. Others of you, you may feel like it could have worked in your favor a little bit more, but you're happy with the outcome. Okay. For some of you, this is just a relief. All right. um, I'm feeling and I'm hearing for some of you, this could have been going on. Whatever this is, this could have been some type of issue that you've been dealing with uh, since, could be last year. I'm hearing November. That is the 11th month. So it could be around your birthday time. that you've been dealing with a particular issue. Um, it feels like you've been holding on to something, or maybe you've been wanting something, but I feel like whatever it is, you're going to be getting it, or at least understanding why you did not get it if you didn't get it. Okay. In the job sector, you have the Queen of Wands and the Lovers in reverse. Uh-oh. And you have the Lenormand fish card. All right. So for some of you, I'm, and I'm reading for a lot of people. I'm gonna just give you the messages that I'm getting. I'm feeling that for some of you, you're choosing to stay home with your children this month. Okay, you're choosing to walk away from your particular career or your job in order for you to stay home. Okay, now for some of you, this may not be a choice that you wanted to make. Maybe you did not plan on making it this soon. This is something that I feel like you may have wanted to do later on down the line, but it feels like the opportunity is here. Now, for some of you, I'm also feeling too that this is like FMLA. Maybe you're sick or someone else is sick. Maybe you're taking care of a mother. Some of you are out on leave this month. Some of you're out on leave because you're about to have a baby. Um, I had another one I heard. Wait a minute. Let me get it back. Some of you are just ready to stay home. You know, I can't, maybe to come back to me. Um, with the Lovers here in reverse, though, there is a feeling of that's that I wasn't really ready to make this choice, but I had to. That what makes me feel like somebody had to make a choice beforehand, but they're still having to go for it anyway, and it's for the greater good, honestly, with the fish here. All right. I feel like if that doesn't apply for some of you, you're actually taking that step to step out on your own, to start your own business. And you may have some naysayers about that, but I feel like you're going to move forward towards it anyway. um you're leaving something behind is what I keep feeling. Okay. But you're leaving it for good reasons. For some of you, you're leaving a job. I don't feel like anybody's getting fired. I feel like if anybody's leaving this month, it's because of their own accord. Okay. Or it may be because of health, but it's something because something was needed. So for some of you, it's a lot of rest that you're needing, recuperation. I'm feeling for others of you, it could be maybe you're turning down an offer so you can pursue something else, is because you're looking for more an increase in your return, your financial returns. You're looking for more exposure too. I'm feeling for some of you as well. um yeah. So, just be mindful of that. I feel like for some of you, if it's about children, you're realizing that, what, I could put this, some of you are starting a daycare is what I'm hearing too. That you're doing this because there's something that was lacking in your particular job position, and I feel like it has a lot to do with time, how you devoting your time, how you splitting your time between work and home, between you and your children. And so it's like this Queen of Wands to me, it could be a person that you're dealing with, but I actually feel like this is more so you, um with a you got to do what you got to do type of attitude. If I don't do it right now, I don't know when I'll ever take the time, take the chance to do it again, if it feels optimal. Okay. If it just feels like with the Lovers card in reverse, it may seem like the conditions may not seem right, but at the same time it does. I hope you can follow what I'm saying. So I feel like a lot of you are becoming more aggressive within your career, and trying to gear it and direct it towards the way that you want it to go, as opposed to what other people want you to do. Okay. When it comes into love, you have the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Scroll. All right. So I feel like somebody around you, I hope you can see those cards. I feel like somebody around you has been very secretive. I feel like somebody has been keeping some things from you, okay, on purpose. And you being the person that you are, my dear Scorpio, male or female, I feel like once you're made privy to this information, you're going to take it, you're going to run with it, and you're going to walk away. Now, for some of you, I'm feeling that this could result in a divorce. I feel like with this Seven of Swords, it could be a cheating card. um, because it feels like there's been some type of deception here. So you know, you get what you need, and then you're walking away because you end up having this Nine of Pentacles. Is like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I have to do, and I'm gonna be okay regardless. I feel like for some of, and with this uh scroll, the scroll indicates to me there's a lot of, you've been made privy to some information, or there's been some secrets revealed. With the Justice card here, I feel like whatever's been hidden, whatever's been in the light, is going to come out this month for Scorpio. Okay. um Trying to see if I'm getting any other messages. Some of you may be leaving voluntarily. You know, it may just be that your person comes home and all of your stuff is gone, and you're gonna be out. You know, I feel like for some of you, this is like a I can do bad, all bad. What is it? I can do bad all by myself type of feeling. Um, I feel like you're keeping your moves close to you, whether you're in a relationship or not. You're not really telling people if you're in a relationship, your spouse or your mate may not know that you seem kind of hard to read this month. They may be, I feel like somebody may be asking you, or thinking that you're keeping secrets from them. um I feel like somebody has a secret bank account. I want another card for the Seven of Swords. Yeah, wow. Okay, so look, something's definitely coming out here with the High Priestess in reverse. There is something that you can't hold it any longer. Okay, now this doesn't have to result in somebody breaking up. It just could be that, you know what, you have decided now that you're going to start speaking up, and being more forthright about how you truly feel within a relationship. Okay, how this person treats you, how you feel about this person, what are your plans. um I feel like that this month is, that energy is there for you guys to have that type of conversation. You know, let's talk about the elephant on the wall. Let's talk about the things that we've been pushing to the side. I feel like whatever it is, you can't push it to the side anymore. You have to deal with it. All right. So just be prepared for that. But you know what? It's like good or bad, whatever it is, it's like now you get with this justice that I like about this month for you, Scorpio, is the fact that there's a sense of peace that comes along with it. There's a sense of absolution that comes along with this justice card. There's a settling feeling here. Okay, so, and you have one, two, three, so far, four, five major arcana cards this month. There's a lot of upheaval, but it's a shifting of things. It's moving around. Like I see puzzles. You know how you get like a puzzle, you put all the puzzles pieces on the floor wherever you're using, and you start to move them around. And as you start to moving around, you can see that this part fits into this part. And so once you start putting the pieces together, it doesn't seem as overwhelming. So I feel like this month for you, even though you may be prepared, there may be some big changes. There are some big changes coming for you this month. I feel like intuitively you've been preparing for it. Okay, so it's like now is the time. Here it is. You knew that this was coming, and you knew like this shift was coming. Yeah, you just, I feel like for some of you just didn't know how it was going to present itself to you, but now that you see, so be prepared for major changes this month, but it's all for the good, and it's nothing that you cannot handle. Moving on to finances, you have the of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse with the crossroads. Um, I feel like for some of you, a little stuck this month when it comes to finances, and that may go back to relate to those who are thinking about jumping out on their own, or you know, if you're in a relationship with someone having going down to one income, living off of one income. There's some ambiguity here about what your financial future is going to, how it's going to look like. I feel like for a lot of you, you're really just trying to stay positive and realize that it's going to take a major readjustment of your finances right now. Even for those who are jumping out and trying something totally different. I feel like, you know, especially if you're jumping out from a place where you're used to having a steady paycheck every 2 weeks, or you're used to having insurance, or you know, there's the comforts of being within established company, I feel like for some of you, you're jumping out and doing something totally different, and you're learning how to depend on yourself and restructure your budget so that way you won't, it could be comparable to what you've had before. Okay. It won't be as frightening um as what you thought it is. You're trying to make it so it could be as easy as possible. Now, I do feel like for some of you, with this Six of Cups here in reverse, I feel like there's a big concern with children. And I feel like there's a big concern about college fees, college loans, cost of college tuition. It may even not be about children. Could it be about yourself? I feel like this could be about student. I feel like for a lot of people, I don't know what's going on in the month of March, but it seemed like I said that about a couple of people. Student loans. There, there's some big concerns about student loans this month. Um, I want to get another card. Yeah. This is all about what you want to try to make happen. Your wish card. You want to make it so things are fair, because we do have the Justice card here. But I do feel like with you that you know that it's going to take a little longer than what you had anticipated. Okay, so I feel like you're really trying to get yourself geared up for that. Um, I feel like some of you are not feeling as optimistic about your finances this month, only because it's very hard for you to see down the line, down the road is what I'm looking for. But ultimately, I feel like you're gonna try to thug it out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna try to make it do what it do and move forward with it anyway, because whatever this is for you, it's like this is what you always wanted to do. Going back to this is strongly related to your career. Okay. It's strongly related to that. So it's like whatever it is, I don't care for you how bleak it may look once you look at all the numbers on paper, or how promising, whatever it is like you're gonna do it anyway. Okay, because this is what you want to do. All right. um some of you may even expect some settlements back, because I do have the Justice card here. So just be aware of that. It could be a thing of two. Now that you have the money, what do you do with it? How do you divvy up those funds? Because you have some big choices when it comes to finances this month. And I feel like it really does. If it's not relating to you, it's about your children in particular. It could even be about child support. Okay. Even alimony. How it feels like how money is going to be allocated to different places. Okay. Now within health, you have the Magician in reverse, the Moon, and the Dog. So I feel like for that's an interesting card. Um, because I have the Moon here, I feel like this is going to be more so geared towards the women. But men, pay attention, because this may be affecting your daughters, your sisters, your mothers, your wives, maybe your co-workers who you're working with this month. Be aware of the energy with this moon. I feel like with the Magician in reverse and the Moon, that's very heavy energy. Um, it almost feels like a betrayal of a close friend now, because I have the Dog here. Okay, something, but we're talking about health. So I'm feeling as if for females, watch out, pay attention to your body this month. I feel like some people may be having missed periods this month. I feel like it just makes you feel like your body is deceiving you in some type of way. I feel like for men, you may be a little bit more emotional this month, and you may be in your feelings a little bit more than what you're used to. It may throw you off. I'm hearing it's something about your hormones is what I keep picking up. Um, I feel like for it could be for male or female, your communication may be off this month. It's something about your throat chakra, um, how you're communicating. You may have trouble finding the words this month. You may have trouble trying to figure out what you feel. It feels like there's a lapse in something. There's a disconnect in something, um, male or female. So it's what it's going to be either related to your communication. There could be some type of abnormality when it comes to your hormone levels. So I feel like for women it may be affecting your periods, or it may be affecting your cycle overall, or some of you could be, I'm hearing too, some of you could be entering menopause, and you didn't realize it was going to be this way. Now, throughout all of this, I feel like with this dog is signifying that you do have someone that you can confide in. I feel like you're going to be talking about your health to a particular person, and this person feels like to me like they've been through that. They're a listening ear for you. Now, some of you may be going to a counselor as well. Particularly if you've been noticing issues with emotions, if you feel like your emotions been off balance, and that can really, to be honest with you, that can relate towards, relate with your hormonal imbalances. Depending on which hormone is out of whack, that can create, feelings of anxiety, feelings of paranoia, um feelings of worry. So I do feel like, again, you're going to be talking to somebody. So I feel like, and I'm hearing too, a neural consult, excuse me. So I'm also feeling like migraines as well for some people. Maybe issues with sleep app, it could be sleep apnea, but I'm feeling more insomnia. um it just feels like something that came to you really easily or flowed very well may be out of whack this month, so you want to get that checked out. Okay. Let's just see what we have coming in for your advice for the month of March for Scorpio. Oh, and I'm hearing for some of you, some of you, for women, this may be about your something about you're not trusting. Either you're not trusting, or you don't want to try a particular birth control or hormonal treatment. Something about it it's the magician in reverse that gets to me. It's like something about it doesn't seem legit. Okay. I feel like some of you may be questioning, or yeah, questioning, could be current treatment plans that you're on, or suggested treatment plans. Okay. You may be confiding in a friend to figure out, did they, I remember you said you had this or whatever. Did they do this with you? All right. Let's get an advice card. Overall, though, Scorpio, I do feel like it's good. Again, it's good energy for you this month. Everything feels it feels very fair, feels justified. I feel like, again, if there's something you've been putting off, it's, for instance, this thing with your health, because this is two major arcana cards here. So this is not something that just popped up. I feel like this is something that's been ongoing. You're going to be ready to now, face the truth and find out whatever this is you have some type of nagging health issue. Okay. There it is. Need I say more? Truth. Okay. There's a realization in everything right now. Like, what are you doing in your life? With the Ace of Swords, this is a realization of your own personal truth. What are you doing in your life that's satisfying you? How are you giving back to yourself? What do you need to do to get your ducks in order? What do you need to do to give back to, not just towards yourself, but to the people around you, particularly family? This is doing what you have to do. It's like once you know better, you have to do better. And that's what I feel with this Ace of Swords for you this month, Scorpio, is that it's time for you to wake up essentially and smell the coffee. And if there's things that you've been putting off because you didn't want to deal with it, I feel like March is the month for you to do so. And again, um, great rewards don't come from small works. Sometimes small works can, but I feel like with all of this intense energy that you have coming in this month, it's going to require a sense of resilience. How about to say resolution? A sense of resilience from you. in a sense of self-actualization as to what you need, who you are, and what you need to do to create the life that you want. And being able to stand firm on that and stand firm on your truth, regardless of what the naysayers are going to say, because at the end of the day, it's about balance, it's about harmony. It's about being at peace. And I feel like for some of you, you have been struggling to keep a sense of balance in your life. So, if there's something that you have to do this month to ensure that your life internally and externally can be in a state of balance, baby, do it, because that's when you're going to be living in your truth. All right, babies. If any of this resonates with you and you would like a personal reading, hit me up. My information is down in the description box. All right, guys. I love you. Bye.